Welcome to my channel, and as always, thank you to all those that are my returning subscribers and to my new subscribers and just those stopping by my channel to check me out. I always appreciate your time and allowing me to read the tarot for you. I do try different techniques, shorter readings, sometimes a little bit longer readings. And I have generally tried a synopsis at the beginning, but for this particular read, I know my Libras are usually okay with me doing a longer read, so I've decided to head out with a longer read for Libra, and certainly if there's any feedback and you're having difficulty hearing my voice or anything like that, please submit that on the comments, and if you really felt this resonated with you, would love to hear from you also. But just a quick note, not everything will apply to all Libras, given the varied demographics of age, motivation, and just the generalities of all the readings, but I do aim for as much clarity as possible as the cards come up and things come through. So I'll just quickly go through some of the cards that I'll be reading. I'm starting with the Moon card. This is actually the Sharina, sorry, I just have to find my deck here. It's the Fortune Reading cards by Sharina Starr and Richard Crooks. So I should quickly mention, and I'll also be using the Rider-Waite deck and a couple of Oracle decks, but for the most part, I just wanted to quickly mention that both the Moon card as well as the World card came up in the Rider-Waite deck as well. So I just want to let you know that that's emphasized and certainly will be relevant on a few different levels. The cards do have different meanings from some of the Oracle cards to the Rider-Waite decks, so there is a little bit of ambiguity on the meanings there. But anyway, just heading into it. So I just want to start again with the Moon card, and of course it says to pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. The energy around the Moon is about strong intuition, relying on that intuition in January, and just relying on your gut feelings, your instincts, listening to dreams, any synchronicities. Problems are just being solved at a faster rate when you do rely on this guidance. There's also some indicator that also through the Rider-Waite deck as well as through the Fortune Reading card that speak to some kind of deceptive parties in January. So whether that resonates as a family member, a friend, or a lover, or a business acquaintance, there's just something that is not at the surface, not acting from an integral place here. So just to be aware of that. In terms of health, I feel everything looks pretty well. There's no immediate concerns, and a lot of this reading is a career reading. I felt that there was a lot of energy around you transforming and certainly, starting to move on your successes and lots of victories that are coming through for January. So there is successful ventures, things that bode well with the creativity and the new ideas that are coming through for the month of January. With the Moon card, however, as I mentioned, there is a sense of there being a heated discussion or some kind of a confrontation. Something's going to arise, so just be careful about what you say, who you speak to in January. Use a little more reserve in revealing too much information. But I do feel that overall January is a chance for you to change your life, and the money looks good. This is really a card about doors closing and starting toward a new life and leaving the past behind. That's what January really represents. So we're moving on to the World card, again with the Fortune Reading cards. So the World card, again, is coming up in the Rider-Waite deck as well. A little bit of a different meaning, but overall the card is about new possibilities. So you are completing, you're achieving, there's major transformations. There's some kind of a life cycle that's wrapping up, and you're rising to a new level here in January. So with the World card, this is really speaking to a lot of life lessons being learned. And so because of that, you're actually able to level up. You're actually able to gain some recognition. You're able to well, I should also mention, it does speak of travel and trips and things that can be being discussed at this time for the period of January. I don't feel you're acting on it. Certainly with COVID being prevalent worldwide, I don't feel that's something that's taking place right away here, but I do feel that there's a lot coming in around travel or trips, and whether that's around work or just on a personal note, there is still something being discussed on that front. There's also a lot of lessons and hardships that come through, and rewards again with the World card. So this card also represents that strong networking and communication, whether it's by email or phone calls, or just over the internet, Skype, or other forms of media that are represented here. But it is also a time for emotional healing. This wasn't the only card that spoke to emotional healing, but I did feel that there is going to be some kind of, I'm going to say there's some kind of a truce that's coming through, because there was a heated discussion or something that was arising in the month of January, but I don't feel that, I feel the healing is really energy about you letting go of some things to be able to move forward here. So I don't know that relationship that is being discussed with the heated nature and the argument. I don't feel that is, it may be around that. I don't feel that is really the area that you are entirely healing around. I feel that there's some other issues as well. But nonetheless, again, strong networking, communication represented here. Time of emotional healing, you're achieving. There's strong money influences and increases. And there's also branching out of businesses and definite gains for the month of January. So the next card up is actually the Sandra Ann Taylor deck, and that's the Quantum Oracle. And we have the Deserving card. So deserving is just that. You are deserving. You've done the work. You've learned the lessons. The universe wants to reward you. And so the universe is letting you know that they're about to bring something into you. So things are being lined up, and you are worthy and deserving of this gift because you really have put in the effort. There's also great achievement that's coming through. And again, that's for, I feel, many fronts. I don't feel it's just any one particular area that we're talking about here. But with great achievement, it's really just about a great deal of fulfillment that's going to be coming forward here. So the next deck out, actually maybe before I start in with these ones, we'll leave that toward the end. And I'll get right into the Rider-Waite deck, because I did pull quite a few cards for this one. I just felt I needed a little more clarity for this particular reading because it was much longer. So what I'm going to do is I will pull the cards forward here, and then there's clarifiers for a lot of these. So with the Rider-Waite deck here, we are starting out with, actually this card came out as a reverse. So I don't generally have a lot of reversals, and I don't always read a lot of reversals, but I'm taking this one as a reversal. In the beginning, or in that first week of January 2021, it looks to be a period where you're a little bit disappointed coming into the month, and we're in around your finances. So I feel that you're still trying to hang in there. I feel some of you are waiting on monies and things are just delayed, and so you're just continuing to be patient. And for others, you're just feeling like there's a sense of overall disappointment around your financial area. You're not sure that something will be successful in the end, and whether that's looking for employment or something getting off the ground. But the coming weeks are going to change this energy. It's just a delay, this period of stagnation or frustration over something that is only temporary, and you will be able to take full action on, toward this new start or this change soon, very soon in your life. And that will, whatever is coming in for you is going to open up something to allow you to take that change, or take action, movement toward that, your goals. So for others, it relates around hanging on to a job that's not doing it for you anymore. So there's stagnation or a stuck energy, but you're showing up with a brave face here as the weeks play out. And if in business for yourself, again, things might be a little stagnant. You're not feeling financially secure at this time, but new possibilities and opportunities, or something is coming through in the month of January that's going to put you back on track. The reason why I say that, again, is because it is coming out with the Chariot. The Chariot is definitely showing that there's some action, there's some forward movement, there's perseverance, determination. Things are definitely on the upswing. So that is the clarifier for that reversed Eight of Cups. So again, with this card, I feel that you're there is some action that you're not seeing that's propelling you forward toward this victory or a level of achievement. So whatever that victory is, maybe you are trying to win out over, an issue that was dealt with in December, or something arose toward the end of December that you needed to deal with, and that could be where you're getting this victory. But again, it could be victory on the monetary front where something finally comes through. But as we go through the rest of the cards, you'll see where we're headed with this. So again, the Chariot is a card of victory, but I also feel it is a card of, and certainly it does speak to a level of achievement, but it's also about, for sure, something is coming through to change things, and you are gaining momentum, and I do feel like it's fairly quick here, because you do have, the Chariot is a fairly quick moving energy, but I feel it's also a little bit indecisive, a bit of an indecisive energy. We have the Three of Swords, and that came up in reverse as well. So I do feel that there is something that might be in the way of things progressing forward. But again, it was followed with the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Wands. And then, of course, we have two other cards that I'll bring forward as well. But just to discuss that little grouping there, I just wanted to let you know that I felt with that Eight of Wands, again with the Chariot, there's a swift movement. And even though you don't really see there being much more ahead, there's not much more of a wait, is what I'm trying to get at. There's an abundance of material prosperity coming through. And again, I feel with the Two of Pentacles following up there, because we had the Knight of Cups coming through, it's going to be some kind of a happy emotional time, something, it's a messenger of sorts that's coming through on an emotional front. But the Two of Pentacles speaks to, there's a rebalancing of your resources. So if things felt out of whack or not quite stable, I feel that you're able to rebalance things again. You have more resources at your disposal, and I feel you're also considering your options with that Three of Wands that's following here as well. So your patience is paying off. There's definite accomplishment that's coming through. And so what has kept you feeling uncertain and pressured in some way is now moving in your favor, with you coming up in the reading with the Justice card. And that follows here in later cards. I mean, we do have, sorry, I've got some of these mixed up here a little bit. Because you have quite a few cards of victory, and you also have quite a few cards of quite a few pentacles, and there's lots of energy that's coming through in this reading. So again, I'm just going to pull a few through, just so that you can see that you do have the World card here. There's also a lot of Wands energy, so there's definitely a lot of movement, and we also have you coming up in your reading, so there's a feeling of power, empowerment, and confidence as well. But again, just the overall energy for this period seems to be that you deserve the reward that the universe is bringing forward to you. I do feel, Libras, the majority of you have really endured a fair amount of opposition in 2020. I know on a grander scale, all of us have been contending with the pandemic and so on, but I just feel that there was a lot of additional weight that went with your particular lessons that you had to learn for the month of or for the year of 2020. So I feel that there was considerable karmic lessons. I feel that there may have been some grief involved here, but there's a lot of gained wisdom and insight. You've leveled up to your potential in a lot of ways. You've taken on a lot of challenges in the year of 2020, and because of that, doors are opening for you in January. And for others, it's coming more directly in terms of financial gain. And for others of you, it's coming more along the lines of opportunity. But either way, there's a definite win energy around and success coming through. So just be aware that there is something new coming in for sure. Lots of new energy for the month of January 2021 with regards to your finances. And there's patience that's paying off, and you're preparing for these new options. So there's definitely, again, a leveling up, and you're a victor on a few levels here. I don't feel it's on any one front. There's achievement coming through with the Two of Cups, with the Two of Pentacles here. And And again, even though you're sort of trying to regain some balance here, I still feel that there was a lot of weighted, heavy energy around you that you're still, there's a residual that's carrying through for the month of January that you're just having to heal from. So again, we've got the Three of Wands, that speaks to things opening up for you, good news overall. Pentacles dealing with more practical elements of life. So this can speak again to new opportunities regarding your finances, as I mentioned. And for those work opportunities, something more tangible, I feel, on the average for most of you is coming through. Immediate cash flow, as well as opportunities for some of you. I do feel that because we're dealing with a Page of Cups, I did get, it's not the only card that speaks to this. I do feel that there is, whether this is a younger child or somebody who's just a younger person than you, I feel it's some energy around it that you just can't trust with the Page of Cups. So again, whether this is a person in business or family or a partnership of some sort, whatever the case is, it's coming up around money, and so it is impacting your finances in some way. I feel that you are the one that's coming up as the Queen of Pentacles here. So the Queen of Pentacles is definitely somebody who's trustworthy, wise, practical, that nurturing queen. But there's a lot of clarifying cards here, as I mentioned, that speak to you being very defensive, really on guard. There's a lot of, I feel, competition and battles, and it's in around, money areas. And certainly the Justice card, you coming through again. But as I mentioned, I'll go through some of these other energies that are coming through. But just to go back a little ways here, again, some kind of distrust around somebody who is a little bit younger here or just younger than you. And again, I just felt that there's a really defensive nature here with the 9. Although you're still taking action, I just feel you're really on guard. And again, it still feels like it's a jealousy underlying or some kind of, but there's also a feeling of disappointment coming through, because as we go through, with the Rider-Waite deck, there were cards that spoke to, the Five of Cups. I mean, there's definite disappointment, a lot of anxiety around this as well with the 9, several 9s, but the 9 of Swords. But again, there's a victory that's still very relevant. And with the Justice card, you coming through in your own reading here, there's definitely a reason for you to, to feel that things are moving in a more positive direction. But overall, again, I feel that there was, again, that lot of anxiety. You're in your head quite a bit here, probably a carryover from December, which I'm doing the reading in December, so just to the tail end. But the 9 of Swords, deep sense of loss, disappointment, not feeling that closeness with this person anymore. It's something, it's just something, and there, again, there's several 5s that are coming through here too. So, I mean, for sure it's something that is affecting you on a few levels. But whether this is you being misjudged by someone or you didn't expect someone to react in a particular way, there's a sense that you're clearing something out to move forward here. And there's a real determination, as I said, with the 9 and the 7, to stand your ground and maintain your position. And again, with the 9 and the 7 of Wands and that Knight of Swords that was coming through here as well, I just felt that there's a real strong sense of growth. And, I just feel that it's just a lot of growth and change. You're facing your fears. And I don't feel that you feel very supported here. I feel that you're taking on the issues very independently as the Queen. And certainly, you're very empowered. But I feel that you're just being asked to stay focused on your goals at this time and use your resources and look after your needs at this time. But I feel you're able to move forward confidently, even though you're doing this without a lot of support. And it looks to be a situation, as I said, where there's a lot of healing still taking place here. The process will be slow. I don't feel that this is something that's going to, occur overnight. But I do feel that you don't really need to take any further action around the issue with the younger person or around, something where there was a lot of uncertainty I don't feel like you need to really address that confrontation anymore this month, because the reality of the situation is it's still working to your advantage at this time. Don't try to make sense of things, whatever the situation is. There's that over-analysis, paralysis thinking. Again, when you're faced with the Nine of Swords and you've got the Five of Cups, I mean, these are all really heavy, heavy energies that you're dealing with. And so there's still a lot of healing taking place. But I feel that, just let go of that nagging thoughts and obsessive circular thinking, because it's not going to change your current circumstances right now. It just really dissipates your energy. It'll weigh you down, and that energy just drags out throughout the rest of the year. And it's just more that you can't resolve, and it's going to block you. It'll end up blocking you at some point here. So I feel that you acted with integrity with the other person, and they're just not ready to review or process or release or address any of their own behavior at this time. So really, there's nothing more that you can do in the month of January anyway to resolve this. So you can't tweak the situation, and until such time that all other parties are considering their part in a situation, I just feel that there's nothing to be acting upon. And you know that you acted from an integral place, and even though the other person may think otherwise, they're just not facing something yet. So just for the moment, just to leave things as they are for January. Again, this person needs to recognize their own behavior. So for now, nines are about taking action. The Nine of Wands represents a lot of energy. And again, you have a lot of Wands and Pentacles coming through here. So with those cards, again, and the Five of Cups, I just feel like that combination, it did end with the Six of Wands, coming out here. So because it ends with the Six of Wands, there's a victory at some point in the near future where things resolve in favor of your position. It may not heal the issue that you had with, the confrontation or the heated discussion, but it does feel it's resolving around a money situation. With the World card, and again, this was, I should also mention, with the Pentacles, this could speak to, furthering your education or just your, stronger knowledge base, but you definitely have some new opportunities and ideas and things coming to a head here with the Ace of Wands. There's new starts, new energy. But again, you've got the World card, and it is clarified as well with the Ten of Swords. So in the Rider-Waite deck, again, it's a little bit different, but than the first cards I read with the Fortune reading cards. But I feel with the World card with this deck, and followed by the Ten of Swords as a clarifier, I feel there is a positive change, which is allowing the burden to be released. So there's still a small issue that you're dealing with, but it's small in comparison to the grand scheme of things, is how I want to say it. So it's for the greater good, and you're able to move on past something in the beginning weeks of January. That's where we're headed here with the World card. So the World card also suggests a stronger foundation moving forward beyond this painful cycle and learning that was much needed toward this special goal that you're working toward. And I feel there's actually a few goals, but I feel that you're having to be a little more decisive in what you're choosing to start with in the month of January. There is a strong layering of self-esteem and confidence that's coming through here. There's a real clarity that's coming through, and again with the independence, with the Page of Swords and the Two of Wands, you're starting to rebalance things again. But I just feel that there's an inner maturity on your part and outer growth in dealing with the practical world. So there's a certain liberation that's coming into play with that World card, and there's an end and a resolution to an issue. And whether that's due to more clarity, as I said, coming through with the Page of Swords, whether it was due to more clarity, there's some kind of counsel or guidance in a situation, because there were other cards that kind of spoke to a teacher or a mentor or somebody coming through to give you counsel. So that you're able to, overcome some of these obstacles in January. But you still, I don't want to say enemies, but I do feel that you still have some energy around you that's working against you. But you're still, again, there's still a sense of achievement and a sense of personal power, wherever this power struggle, originated, but you're more vigilant, with the Page of Swords. You're being more vigilant and you're aware now, and that not all can be trusted to act with integrity, and certainly not in your best interest. So just to remain guarded, I think, is a safer way of dealing with it for the month of January. But you are working toward balance again, with the twos. So you are working toward balance and planning in other areas of your life now, where I think your focus was probably less on you for the for the year of 2020. I do feel that you're now, placing a lot more focus on your new direction, with more fortitude, and eventually, there's just going to be a lot more of an indicator as to where you'll be headed on these new paths. And as you do start to see the way open, there'll be a lot more energy around your ability to, maintain the upper hand or secure your position, or secure your victories. But you just need to realize that you're operating from a new framework here in January. So there is going to be a reason to celebrate, because you're really coming into yourself. You're really coming into a place of confidence, and there's a sense of newness, new territory, lots of new. Is what I would say here. You're definitely following your intuition here. There's a reason for you to express yourself in a way that you feel good about, because it's followed up with the Queen of Cups. And again, you could be getting a lot of help, but there is for sure a reason to celebrate, because you are starting to realize that, you have a sense of emotional security here. You are making the correct choices. You are following your intuition. And again, with that Queen of Cups, it's also speaking to security in a career situation. And for others, it can be, just greater self-awareness, in your creative pursuits. And if, again, writing was coming through with the Two of Pentacles back here. There's a real creative energy with a lot of the wands coming in. Okay, I can't, going back quite a ways here to get to that, back to that Two of Pentacles, but it did, as I say, show up in the beginning there. So again, a lot of creative energy and definitely a lot of victory. So I just feel with the writing, there's also, that also shows some advancement in the month of January. You might be devoting a lot more time and attention to your, as I say, yourself and your projects is what I see here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy is really prominent alongside an Aries and an Aquarius, and for sure Libra coming through. But you had the Six of Pentacles, which was indicating success for sure. It can be about give and take situation, but there's definitely success financially on some front. There's an energy of inequality as well coming through, I felt, where someone was feeling that they're taking a loss, but it is really a balancing of the scale situation here. So the King of Wands follows up as a clarifier. This could speak to a person, but I feel that for some of you, but I feel that it presents for some of you as a person, but for others of you, it relates around more of a strong positive influence is coming in at the right time toward the attainment of your goal, or to move you, to advance you and explore something around that goal or aspiration. So, but we also have the Judgment card coming in here as well. So the Judgment card really speaks to a new beginning. You're moving from a conclusion, or moving away from the past, and there's a conclusion of some sort toward an issue, and then there's a new spark of ambition, again, a new phase of life, which came through with the wands. Again, that was with the, God, I have so many cards out, hard to find where I began. But we had that with the Ace of Wands here. So there was really this new beginning, as I said, new spark of energy, just new territory opening up here. I just feel that, you're deciding to move in this move in another direction with more focus on your ambitions. I feel that you're using what you've gained as a stepping stone forward and away from any conflict over your finances. So obstacles, of course, allow us that skill building that we need to develop the courage and creativity and all of that. But I feel that the universe gives us those challenges when they feel that we are not strong enough to face a new level. And so it's a way of leveling up. It's a way of gaining insight, learning how to challenge adversity and level up for bigger gains and greater success in new territory. And of course, with another 5 here, it is, hitting you on several fronts. The adversity, but again, it's toward bigger gains and greater success in this new territory. You're outgrowing your old self here, and the way in which you used to deal with issues is not going to be the way in which you deal with things now. I feel as a Libra, for sure, that your position oftentimes is more passive because you're trying to maintain balance. But now your new approach is that you're challenging yourself, you're challenging your circumstances, you're creating greater balance and fairness by stepping up. And you're learning the ways that you haven't faced before to move into this new connection both with yourself and the divine. And this is leading you inevitably into more abundance. It's bringing about the Star card and the Empress and the 7 of Pentacles. These are all cards that you are, and again, there's also a graduation of the Pentacles. There was the 6, the 7, and again, even with the Wands, there's a progression of all of those as well. So lots of momentum, lots of energy behind this desire. But again, with this is you coming up in, again, more empowered in your readings. So there's a lot of confidence, I feel, that speaks to you, moving ahead in leaps, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. There's a lot of levels of success here, but it's happening in leaps. So with so many pentacles and so many major arcana, highlighting, it really represents you in a strong position in January. There's a lot of strong emphasis on your own personal growth. You've got a lot of confidence that's increasing, and you're showing up as the Empress. And, for sure there was the Queen of Swords. Again, it's you with your confidence levels improving. But it's also, the Queen of Swords actually came out as a clarifier here with, I've kind of mixed things up here a little bit, but the Queen of Swords also came up as a clarifier to the Emperor. So for me, I just feel that you're actually moving, for a lot of you, I feel it's you moving into this Emperor status, this position of authority in your field. And certainly it's a place of more stability and strength. I feel that you're beginning to act with more logic and intelligence in how you deal with practical matters versus an emotional reaction or overreaction. And I see you spending more time on the fine print. You're doing more research. You're doing more self-directed study, to meet these new challenges. Again, with that Page of Pentacles back here, I just feel that, that you're really starting to step up in a very strategic way, but far different in the way that you used to balance the scales, so to speak. So I feel that, for others, this self-directed study, I don't feel it's not for the month of January anyway yet, but I feel that it's more self-directed study or learning something new so that you can, defend yourself or help yourself or whatever it is. It's more self-directed versus formal education for January. I don't feel you're moving in that direction just yet. I don't know what the coming months will lead to, but right at this point, it's just you doing more research, looking at more of the, contractual details or looking at fine print or doing more research just independently. So again, for others, this could speak to a match in a partnership as well, because we've got the Emperor, well matched with the Queen of Swords here. So I feel there's, an older person or a strategic father figure might be acting as some kind of a mentor, or again, it could be in an entrepreneurial sense. But I just feel overall for most of you, it's just operating with more structure and self-discipline and inner strength to protect your security over the long term. So there's a certain fearlessness about you now where you're less emotional, more ambitious, you're aiming toward more efficiency. And again, there were a couple of fives in the reading, which really just expresses, the need to face the obstacles as they arrive, change course as needed, get more resources, learn to advance your position. But overall, I don't feel that there's anything that's impeding your overall direction this month. I still feel like you're moving ahead. You have a lot of choices here, a lot of options. May still feel a lot of anxiety, especially because there were some other cards with other oracles that spoke to a lot of anxiety still being dealt with in the month of January. But there's a lot to consider. So again, going back to the clarifiers of the Seven of Cups and the Six of Pentacles, I just feel that that energy does reflect a lot of possibilities opening up to you because it's so closely connected to the Empress as well as the Star card, and this is really where I feel you're trying to decide where you want to put your time and energy. So things are still at that point of, gestation, and you're about to consider in January where you want to go next. And I feel this is the time where you have, again, more than one way to go with your potential, because it feels like you have quite a few ideas, a lot of talents, and there's many areas that you can build upon, but it's really just believing in yourself, choosing a direction, and then go for it. That's the advice really for this period. So there's also, I have more cards here that are coming out. I'm just going to take these ones down here so I don't load it too much. There's also cards that are coming through here that, again, this is just in addition to the Rider-Waite. I have a couple of additional Rider-Waite decks here that I'm using. So again, for that, this is going through the the last 3 weeks really of December, still more along the career front of things. But in around the third week of December, I feel that your finances are really starting to take some kind of amazing turn. There's, cards of wish fulfillment coming out. Again, you have the Chariot card. There's a lot of action. And definitely you've got the Lover's card. I mean, there's just so many repeats here. You've got taking a leap of faith, the universe bringing something through for you. Again, that energy around somebody that might be causing you anxiety that is dealing with youth, but you have so many cards of wish fulfillment, general overall happiness, and again, really taking control of your world and wish fulfillment, as I mentioned. So there's just a lot of energy of overall success here. So I just feel that, there was the Sun card. I should maybe bring these forward too here. A messenger coming through with the Knight. Again, World card, beginnings and endings, but definitely moving in your favor. And again, repeats on all of this with the Sun card coming through close to the Star card and the Strength card. All of these really speak to the Ten of Cups is really, that time of happiness. So I'm just going to pull that through here. The Ten of Cups is really speaking to that time of happiness. It's family connection. It's, it's a time of, it's just an overall time of you setting out on this journey toward a long desired goal. But as I said, for some of you, it's an employer or a figure of authority, and for others, it's just you taking control of your situation, and you've got a lot of opportunities that are open to you. So it's just a repeat, really, so much of the beginning of the month. But again, there's just that strong determination. You're putting in the hard work. You're empowered. You're resolute in the direction that you're headed toward. Definitely consideration for travel with the World card coming through. You're just really in control of your destiny here in January. I just feel like you are more certain about where you're going. And again, some of you, it might really be on the career front or a family goal. Maybe you're all jointly involved in a business of some sort, but whatever that desired goal is, there's movement toward it. You're really attracted to it. I feel that it's something you're really passionate about, and for others, it's a professional alliance or something along that line, but you do still have that Fool card popping forward here. Sorry, I kind of mix some of these up here. But you do have that Fool card that's popping in that really lets you know that you are ready to take that leap of faith and jump into this new territory. There's a lot of... I should go back to my original spread. It's a little harder to pull the cards forward when they're... all aligned in one section here. But again, as I said, I mean, the Fool card and the universe is really just saying, take the chance. You're gifted an opportunity to make things happen. There's energy opening up for you, successful outcomes. You're living in the moment, you're moving forward. You've got an eye to the risks because you're more mature in your thinking. And I feel that you're just not letting anything stop you in the month of January. You're learning as you go, you're positioning yourself, toward this new territory. And it's really about carpe diem, seize the day, is really what the phrase that comes to mind. So, as I mentioned earlier, some of you might be speaking to a promotion coming in for you. Others might be moving in this entrepreneurial territory. But either way, there's some kind of independent study that you're doing to really move in that particular direction. So again, a lot of new energy for the month of January. It's not really a time, I feel, for a lot of practical steps. I just feel that you need to jump right in. Sorry, I'm just going to try to pull some of these forward here. I feel that you really just need to jump right in and take advantage of what's coming forward for you. Because I feel that you don't really have a lot of, you don't really know what's up ahead because, again, it's new territory. So that's why you really can't take a lot of the practical steps. I feel that you're just going to, learn as you go and move in a direction that is with a new level, with a new insight. There's a lot of new insight that's coming through. So because of that, I think you're going to be fine. Again, Queen of Pentacles, you're really practical and nurturing. There's still a lot of secrets that are coming through. Somebody that you really can't trust with the Five of Swords. You're trying to regain some balance here. You definitely have the the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor, but I still feel, and this could be even on a legal front, because there were cards that also came through with the King of Swords. This does also represent a corporate energy or Taurus energy or some kind of a systematized or authoritative presence, in the workplace, that kind of thing. But, and again, because because the Emperor came up so repeatedly, I just feel that, you've got a lot of potential, but there's definitely some issues that you're still dealing with residual from probably December or earlier months here. And it could be even on a legal front, but it's still moving in your direction. So again, lucrative future ahead with a stable beginning, excellent opportunity to grab hold of what's, being presented. You still have a lot of energy around battles and competition and anxiety and self-sabotage. And also, feeling like there's a sense of loss, not really seeing that there is some other options open and available to you. But, you are moving toward independence, and definitely it's money that's coming through here. There's a reason for you to, there is some energy again around retreat and pulling back and doing some introspection and healing, because with other cards there was some hermit energy there as well. But again, overall, you're worried over a sense of loss. This card can indicate stagnancy and feeling stuck, and certainly overburdened and overwhelmed. But again, there's an end to all of that. I feel that there's a lot more security coming through with the Queen of Cups here. So again, there's a sense of triumph because of the Six of Cups. You know, on a few levels, I feel that you've got the wish fulfillment card with the Nine of Cups. You've got the Star card. You're getting greater recognition for something, you know, as well as you're on track, you know, to a greater achievement. You know, greater notoriety is coming through as well. You're very connected to your work, your career, your goal, your ambitions. There's also a Pisces energy coming through. And again, with all the cups on several fronts of success you can choose from, you know, with the Seven of Cups, you know, you have a lot of different opportunities that can bring you rewards. And so you can expect to evolve on a global front with the World card. So, you know, again, so many options, definitely a positive outlook here. There's a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. The Star card brings you that purposeful direction, a lot of universal connection here with the Sun and the Star cards. Personal growth, you know, you've got you're transforming, you know, you've got inspiration, you're really making changes with this fresh new perspective. You've got a new lease on life, so to speak, I guess is how I would phrase that. You might be even being more generous with others, you know, with your time or your money as things come through for you. A lot of yellow coming through with this reading. So, you know, again, I just feel that there's a lot of intensity and a lot of hope, you know, that really stands out for me. There was the Strength card that also came up. And again, toward the very end of the reading here, you know, we've got your Libra energy, feeling very confident. And there was, you know, again, Hermit energy where you're having to go inward to get some answers to be able to move forward and know which direction. But the answers will come through faster. But you've got wish fulfillment cards. You've got happiness cards galore. You've got the Ten of Pentacles. There's money coming through here, you know, and so there, and with the self-confidence, you know, you're not lacking in clarity. And you know, where with the Three of Swords that did come through, that was in reverse there, you know, I feel that there might have been a level of confusion that you just weren't really sure about. But I just feel that that is not, it's a minor arcana card. It's not something that's really an obstacle. It's not getting in your way. It's just a lot of mental energy that you're putting toward, things that really just don't serve you at this time. So again, I feel that this is an energy of someone coming through in a protective way from the other side, somebody that is a male energy that may be looking out for you or somehow influencing, or maybe this is somebody who is more male energy that's coming through as a guide of some sort. But you're definitely stepping forward here with, you know, a lot more ambition, and good news is coming through here. But again, I just feel like the Moon card, I feel the Moon card caused you a little bit of second guessing, and maybe you just weren't, and also in regards to someone who wasn't being forthright and revealing their real agenda. So I feel the Moon card has a little bit of ambiguity there. Like it's dealing with your own fears, not to say they're unfounded, because you definitely have some reason for there to be consideration to, I don't want to say enemies exactly, but people that just don't have your best interests at heart. But anyway, either way, there's obstacles, and the obstacles bring deeper meaning, you know, with the Two of Wands there. There was the Two of Cups, which is, you know, a supportive energy, positive cooperation in a union. It's you know, oh, sorry. I guess I had them pulled off to the side here. But, you know, again, you've got the Two of Cups, and again, that's a supportive, positive cooperation, union, contractual agreements, romantic connection, whatever business alliance that's coming through that's useful to you. But it's clarified, again, with the Moon card. So I still feel that there's some energy around secret and hidden elements. Maybe something still has yet to be revealed, but I feel for a lot of you, it's related around your fears. You just can't see what's ahead. You're getting a little bit nervous. You're starting to second guess yourself about this new path, because there's a lot of anxiety that's still coming up in the month of January. Even though you're feeling fairly confident about where you're headed, there is still a lot of risk around doing it in a new territory. You don't have any real reference to move forward. But I feel you might be feeling that you have to make some unexpected moves that you're just not really prepared for. And that might be where, you're feeling a lot of stress and tension because of the unexpected changes that you're going to have to make along the way. But again, for a lot of you, there's money gains, which are going to give you a level of confidence and feel like you can move forward. Or for others of you, it's a work opportunity that's coming through, so you can move in the direction of your ambition, and certainly entrepreneurial energy for sure coming through with the King of Wands. But you're really working hard here. You've got the King of Wands. You've got the Libra energy, balancing of the scales, the Strength card. You're really standing in your own strength here. I just feel that you really are empowered all over. You've got recognition. You've got optimism and hope. Whatever confusion that you may have felt, you're moving into a planning phase, but still, again, there's some reserve coming through. Moving on to the next cards. This is actually the Wonderland Tarot by Chris Abbey and Morgana Abbey. So again, it still comes through with the Strength card on that front as well. So the Strength card again speaks to having control over a situation. I feel that you're just being brave and really using a mind over matter approach to gain and overcome your obstacles, adversities, and it's just for the greater good. So just keep moving forward. You also have the Hermit card, and again, that was also in the Rider-Waite deck. So the Hermit card, again, you're pulling back, trying to gain some insight so that you can tap into, intuitive answers so that you know how to move forward. So whatever your quest, using a great deal of effort, with the Eight of Pentacles and your inner strength with the Strength card, and you're really tapping into the universe with the Hermit card to obtain knowledge that you weren't aware of. So I feel it's unused knowledge. Whatever you did gain, you may not have actually been able to put into practice. So it's unused knowledge that you didn't know that you had to draw upon. And again, you still had the Ten of Pentacles, or the Ten of Wands that was, a level of burden that was coming through here. But you also have the Ten of Peppercorns in this particular deck. So, or Pepper Mills. So followed by the Ten of Pepper Mills, again, that's the same card of heavy burden, long protracted battle, that drew a lot of energy away from you. It's followed up by the Four of Hats. And that indicates a period where you might have felt stuck. And again, stagnation repeated with the Rider-Waite deck, where your direction ahead was not really clear because obstacles that were consuming your time and energy were kind of throwing you off there. So that was probably where the frustration and the stagnation felt more relevant. Sorry, and we also have the Two of Flamingos. So this is where you're really finding balance again. And again, you have the Two of Wands, and the Rider-Waite deck still speaks of the same energy. This card in particular also speaks to friendships or finding some kind of a truce or agreements where things were in direct opposition previously with the Four of Oysters. And as mentioned with the Rider-Waite deck, difficulty with someone a little bit younger. So when I say truce, I want to say that I don't know that relationship is necessarily healed, but I feel that there is some kind of an understanding of one another and maybe just a pullback, or, where one party feels that they're halted in some way. So again, following that, you have the Nine of Pepper Mills. That card is actually speaking to someone waiting for some kind of fight or attack. So maybe you don't feel, and again, that's the guarded energy with the Nine of Wands and the Rider-Waite deck, but there seems to be sort of a withdraw energy or a pause in that battle with this other person at this time for January. So, I still feel that you're preparing for any difficulties ahead. I mean, you are aware of your surroundings here. And who you're dealing with, but there is still good news that's coming through, and that came through with the Rider-Waite deck as well, with the Page. I believe that was but anyway, with the Six of Pepper Mills, you can expect to be rewarded in January, and again, Six of Wands, same sense of rewards coming through in victory, but there's hope with this card here. So there's not too many reversals here, but there is a reversal with the Knight of Hats, and that one really speaks to, again, there may be a pause at what looks to be a truce, but I feel there's still a warning that's coming through for you to not truly, or fully trust that partnership or alliance or whatever it is, or a family member, because the difficulty that you had with this person who's younger than you, still a strong sense of competition between the two of you. And so for that reason, I don't feel that you're done with, I think the less information that they have, or the less involvement with your personal life, I think you're probably better off in keeping some secrets or things to yourself so that there's not a lot of further confrontation. But there is a sense of falseness in this person's character, where this person that you're dealing with is unfair. There might be even an abuse of power that's relevant, but you are still the high priestess that's coming through, and you're going to use your wisdom and your discernment strategically, and in other words, going to use your better judgment and your maturity and all the abilities of the high priestess, which include that higher insight and that grounded, common sense, rational approach. And you're going to the high priestess is somebody who's quite learned and has a desire to learn. So because of that, you're going to be able to navigate through whatever's coming up throughout the year and get away from some of these darker forces or darker energies. Because again, you still have a lot of fives that are still coming through here. But as the Queen of Pentacles, and again, you've come through so strong in your reading as the Queen of Pentacles, and I feel as the Queen of Swords and the Empress. I just feel that this is you as well with the Queen of Pentacles. This is an honest person, secretive but sincere and charming. And with that King of Wands, it can, as I say, be a person of influence that serves as a creative person of power who, gives you some insight. They're action oriented. It's also a Leo energy, but, can be you or another. In terms of advice, it would be, somebody that just to take action and use your personal power. But if it's somebody who's aiding you, then it would be, in terms of your finances or your career moves. But either way, it does represent good news that's allowing you to move on to your goals and your aspirations. But again, with the Five of Peppermills here, I just feel like there could be some gossip around you. There could be, still some battles yet to come, but I feel that you're able to handle those challenges because you've got insight, you've got a lot more confidence because you've already overcome so much. So you're not afraid to take anything head on now. You're facing your fears. You're not just trying to avoid a situation to keep the peace and the balance. You're actually taking on with a new approach, you're taking on the challenge and the obstacle and the adversity head on with resources and knowledge and alliances, and you're actually able to create balance by being more bold, taking more bold moves and being fully committed. And, in doing that, you're actually really, you've gained all these new abilities. So it's really about, you drawing on your own potential. You're relying on your own strengths. So again, the Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess clarified definite secrets around you, a lot of gossip. I feel that you are, again, acting as a loner here. I feel that you are wanting to be in control and manage your affairs more so in the month of January. But again, you're being strategic, using your intuition to defeat any, selfishness or anything that puts you into a compromising situation or throws you out of balance. You've got a lot of twos coming through with the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, so you're really maintaining that balance. And especially too, because there's new factors, new energy that's coming through, which is requiring you to make important choices and decisions. Even though they are moving in your favor, it's because you're actually taking on the challenge. You're not afraid here. This is where, again, I felt the government or the corporation or a large formal system of some sort came up here with the, you've got the Hierophant, back here as well. So I just feel that you're taking on, if it's a legal or a corporation or something that you're dealing with, I just feel that you're going to prevail. There might be a lot of emotional anxiety and drama yet to still deal with, and that sense of loss or disappointment. Again, you had a lot of heavy energies and burdens with the Ten of Peppercorns and the Ten of Wands. But the Death card really spoke to inner transformation, I felt. And the Queen of Cups is really about that security, that you're making the right choices. So I don't feel, when it came to a decision that had been made with the Two of Swords, that there's any real danger here. I just feel that there's a protective quality that's coming through with this father figure or spirit looking over you or guiding you in some way. The Page of Wands was about helpful information coming through that's being communicated. You had the Hermit card, so you're consulting your higher mind and you're speaking with the divine. Hermit, also Virgo energy. That's coming through, you might be dealing with. Maybe there's somebody that comes through to aid you or consult with, but you're breaking away from routine. You're doing a lot of self-search still in January. You're listening for truths that you need to be able to go forward. Again, that Queen of Swords, you've reached you've reached a level of you've evolved on such a level where there's been so many big changes in your life, and you have trusted your wisdom. But I feel that your inner strength, is operating on a whole new level, and I just feel that you're remaining conscious of your inner power now, and you're reaching a level of completeness and mastery this year. It's about finalizing some kind of a journey. This is a legacy that you're going to be leaving here. And again, a lot of repeat cards, Queen of Peppermills, really Queen of Pentacles, and High Priestess, all repeat energy here. And again, with the Justice card, you coming through in your own reading. So a lot of repeat cards. So really the message is pretty potent, I would say, for the most part. Just going to move those cards out of the way. This one is actually the, we'll start with that one. This is the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. First out is the Healer of the Ages, and it just talks about health, vitality. I feel your energy is changing in January, and you feel a lot more electric or a lot more rejuvenated in some way. You're renewed energetically. There is the card of patience that's coming through. So again, that speaks to releasing and relaxing, because I feel a lot of you are still dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of sense of loss and that kind of thing. But I feel that there is not the same need for you to force things or to act out of desperation. So I feel that, you don't really, the anxiety can block you and can block your progress or slow it down. So just to be aware of that. Now, the broken heart came up, and again, this could speak to some kind of relationship energy. I don't really do a lot in terms of relationships. If it comes up and there's something that is highlighted that's in around your finances, I will review it. But for the most part, I just feel that this is really, I don't feel that this is really the case with this particular card. I feel that the broken heart card is really more along the lines of just more along the lines of, you grieving something. So if there was a loss in your life in 2020, maybe you didn't get the chance to properly grieve, but there's something that has saddened you. Maybe it's in regards to this younger person. There's something that saddened you, and there is a need for that healing. But you're healing from a loss of some sort. And again, it's followed up with the thinking man here. The thinking man speaks to a mentor coming in to assist you in some way. Again, teacher, these are all repeats of a lot of the other decks as well. Teacher of some sort, somebody who's going to aid you professionally or help you out with your goals or your finances or help you to direct where you're best able to benefit and progress. Again, lots of cards coming through still with worry and anxiety, and cards to release the tension is what that speaks to with the anxiety card, because again, just blocks your energy. It just slows the process. And we've also got the tied up card. So again, a lot of heavy energy still emotionally for you, even though I feel that you're acting from a place now that's less emotional in terms of, how you address your affairs. But I feel there's a lot of wounded wounded sadness that's deeper, at a deeper core level. So this is where, again, you could be blocking your own progress, causing a little stagnation. Something might be standing in your way, negative thinking, emotional sabotage, anything that is along that line. And this is just self-imposed. It's something that you're putting on yourself. So again, the fact is that you have the ability to manifest with the Magician and the Mirror. This is where you have personal and spiritual power with the Magician card, and it is a powerful time in January for you to manifest. So you're really claiming your power. You're really able to transform your difficulties and solidify real change in January, and likely throughout the rest of the year here. But this is really what you want to bring in for yourself. So you just need to learn to trust your own transformative energy powers. So that is what I have for you, Libra, and that is for January 2021. I hope your holidays brought you much happiness and created some great memories for all of you. I know it's been a trying year, but your new year is about to be life-changing. So stay safe and live inspired.